would that mean that you'd want to pull away from being like a counterbalancer force against the Soviet Union, like pull away from NATO? Because that's what you were saying, but you were giving, like, Japan is an example of a country that doesn't have a strong defense because it's written in their constitution, but then we strongly help NATO and stuff, and we are the active force against communism in the world. What would you say about that?
I think the best way to develop a stronger anti-communist position is to accept the libertarian position. I think the current position is very, very weak. There's a lot of talk about anti-communism, but quite frankly, if you look at the record, you will find out that funding of the communists did not go down under the Reagan administration. All administrations continue funding to the Soviet bloc nations. And now that we've signed this treaty with the Soviets, they are going to now get even more funding. The foreign policy that I described earlier, where we disrupt these countries, that literally sets the stage for communism to grow. A libertarian president would certainly clean out the State Department. I mean, I would not have a State Department. Of course, I would have a very small State Department, but I certainly would get rid of the left-leaning members of the State Department who support governments like Mozambique. No, and I don't believe we need to be in NATO. I think that there's very strong evidence, a lot of writing on this today by many individuals. And there's a book out, it says, it's entitled How NATO Weakens the West. And literally, the more you subsidize them, the more dependent they are on us. If we would back off, I think Europe would become much stronger, much more self-sufficient, and there may be 3 powers in the world, which to me would be a benefit rather than 2 conflicting powers.